republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and welcome to the South River Board of Education regular meeting of Thursday, August 25th, 2002. In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Laws of 1975 of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the South River Board of Education was provided in the following manner. On August 2nd, 2022, the notice was delivered to the office of the South River Borough Clerk and posted at the Board of Education Administration Building. On August 2nd, 2022, the notice was faxed, mailed to the following newspapers: Home News Tribune, Sentinel. On August 2nd, 2022, the notice was posted at the South River Borough Clerk's office. Mr. Kokoschka, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bezak?
Mr. Bezak has been excused.
Mr. Munson?
Here.
Mrs. Bush?
Mrs. Bush has been excused.
Mr. Byrne?
Here.
Mr. Lowe?
Here.
Mr. Nielsen?
Here.
Mr. Sadowski?
Here.
Mr. Youngdown?
Here.
Mr. Ravity?
Here, we have a quorum, and we will go to our agenda. The first item on the agenda is our minutes. Mr. Kokoschka?
Yes, so there are no additions from Monday's meeting.
Okay, thank you. Board members, what is your pleasure on the minutes?
Move the minutes.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen,
Second.
second by Ms. Lell. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The motion passes. Our next item is our use of facilities. Mr. Kokoschka?
We have one addition from since Monday, the CDA Church.
Okay, board members, your pleasure on the use of facilities.
Move the use of facilities in accordance with board policies.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen,
Second.
second by Ms. Sadowski. Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. Motion passes. Financial report, Ms. Lowe.
Thank you. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby certifies that it is in receipt of the financial report which indicates that no major account has been overexpended and that sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year. The Finance Committee recommends that the reports of the Board Secretary and the Treasurer of School Monies for June 2022 be approved, and I so move.
Motion by Ms. Lowe,
Second.
second by Mr. Nielsen. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to turn the meeting over to our very capable Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Zerger.
Thank you, Mrs. Urbanek. I do want to say I'm having a little bit of trouble getting my laptop online.
Here, on paper?
I just can't.
I knew there would be at least two people here who had one.
That's old school people.
Much appreciated. All right, well, today, I'd like to focus my report on the opening of schools. We already had several of our new student orientations. We were excited to see some kids in our buildings already. We continue to be cautious, of course, about the COVID pandemic, for our most vulnerable especially, but we are pleased to report that the restrictions have been lifted for really the general public. So we're really celebrating returning to school in the most normal way possible. We continue to be prepared in the event that there is some sort of setback regarding COVID. So we have supplies in stock. We have our plans updated for this school year, but we hope not to use any of those resources, and we hope, like I said, to continue with a normal school year. We ask that you please make sure that you check our district website, our emails, our social media pages for updates leading to the reopening of schools. We'll be sending out a lot of information, especially this upcoming week. Our parents have already received through the parent portal all of the forms that need signatures on them, as well as the class assignments, student schedules, and so on. Those went out on August 15th. But please make sure that you check our district website for other things such as school supplies and so on. They are posted on each of our schools' websites. So our teachers are ready to welcome back our students. We have once again increased our support staff this year, our mental health services, and our supervision. We're prepared for the curriculum that will differentiate and support those students who may have fallen behind academically. We have a lot of summer remediation as well, but we do know that we have a lot of catch-up that we really have to do as a result of the just really inconsistent climate and environment that we endured these last few years. We have some new things to report, some improvements for the upcoming school year that I'm excited to point out to the community. We will also be sharing a lot of these new items and improvements in our back-to-school letter to parents, and we'll be sending that out in the upcoming week, like I said. And we hope to be able to not just present the items themselves, but even some pictures to give you an idea of what some of these things will look like. So please be on the lookout for that. So some of these projects include what we're doing with some of our grant funding. We are just getting ready to begin our outdoor classroom play area at the elementary school. That's going to be situated in the blacktop area. That's now really just not used for any valuable purpose. So we're turning that into an outdoor learning, outdoor play area. That project will begin very shortly. And again, that's funded through grants that we have received in the last year. We are also doing an outdoor learning space for the middle school. And we're doing this as a tiered seating space right outside where the cafeteria, where that hill along the cafeteria by the bridge. That whole area will also become a tiered seating outdoor classroom space area for our middle schoolers. We noticed that a lot of our teachers on beautiful days were taking the kids out, sitting on the steps to do just activities, learning activities outside, reading outside, and we really noticed that they wanted that outdoor learning space. So we're going to engage in that work as well this coming school year. This room is going to become the home for our new virtual reality class for the high school. We had so many students sign up for that class that we had to add a section. We also had to add a section to our American Sign Language class. These are electives that kids are just really engaged in. So we have the virtual reality equipment coming in the first week of school, as well as new laptops that are really situated for that type of high graphic type of learning and technology. So we're excited to bring those to the school as well. And along with that, because we'll have the technology for that course, we're taking the opportunity to do an e-gaming club. This is something that our students have asked for, and we're actually partnering with a special education organization that funds clubs. Last year we funded a soccer club. This year we'll be funding the e-gaming club, and we're really selecting the choice for those clubs from what our students are asking for, and that's also at the high school. In all of our 4 buildings, and we had a big truck delivery today, we are changing out our interactive whiteboards. And instead of the interactive whiteboards, which require a lot of maintenance, a lot of changing light bulbs, a lot of just support, we are replacing those with smart interactive TVs, which will serve the same purpose, but just be a lot more accessible for our teachers. They have an interactive pad that go along with those as well. 42 of those were delivered just today. We will be working hard to get those up, but all of those are going up in all 4 of our buildings, so we're excited about that. Our mobile classrooms at the primary school are almost up and ready. We've had crew out there every single day, and every day it looks better and better. We're not quite there yet, but we will absolutely be there in time for our September 1 orientation that we invited the parents who have students in those modulars coming to. Along with the modulars, we'll also have delivered a security shed, and that will be a structure next to the actual modulars, which will house an armed officer for security, and that officer will also be monitoring the cameras that are affixed to the modular classrooms, and will have connection to the school building itself. We have intercom Wi-Fi based phones, so that there's always communication between the modulars, the main building, as well as our the rest of our buildings and our board office too. definitely ready, like I said, for September 1. Excited about that. Goodness, we have our new side entrance at the high school. The railings were just installed for that project as well. I had a ramp is there, and a lot of times we face situations where we have students who maybe temporarily are using crutches or maybe a walker from surgery, etc. What we like about this ramp is that it gives an egress. So if we have a fire drill or, God forbid, a real emergency, those students can come out of that space. So we were always concerned that we needed easy access for our students when there's those situations that arise, which is quite often. In line with that, we've also purchased in all of our buildings the emergency chairs, and those are used for getting students up and down from one floor to another, also in the event of an emergency, for students on crutches, wheelchairs, etc. We're partnering with SRPD one more time in terms of trying to alleviate the traffic. We know that continues to be a challenge. And we are going to put out some information from both SRPD as well as the district in the upcoming week, because we know that when we did a few of those traffic studies last year, we learned a lot about some of the changes that we could make with the direction of that traffic. So we're going to continue from that work in the traffic study, especially for the first few weeks of school, when we know the traffic is the most challenging as people reacclimate to dropping off, picking up in the summer. Our voice prompt for our telephone system is changing. We noticed a lot of that was outdated. We needed to update the phone prompts themselves. But in addition to that, we're also adding an option for our Spanish-speaking families as well as our Portuguese families. You might remember that we had some feedback back in May that families were looking to have better access to be able to reach the nurse, the principal's office, whoever they needed, and this provides them that access. Last night, we held a bilingual evening for our parents. We had about 45 families there. And we pulled up the website, we showed our families how to translate the website into multiple languages. We showed our families where to access information about aftercare, their children's schedule, free and reduced lunch applications, activities, the athletic paperwork for joining our teams and physicals. So it was a very, very productive evening. Happy to be able to serve our families in that way. Also in my report today, I am doing the final report on our district goals. We had for the 21-22 school year, we had several goals to improve the programs and access we were providing to our students and families. These included communication. We've talked a lot about our EVAMs, really about what we're posting on social media. This year we added Instagram as well, and we've been posting a lot there also. Even our bilingual evenings, such as the one we held last night, was part of our communication goal and our outreach goal. We have our family advocate who supports our families who are new to the town, who need some support in really understanding how to access different services and help. And in regards to our academic and our mental health services, we did a lot this year with our Care Solace program. And for that program, we link families to different mental health services, regardless of what insurance you might have. That's posted on our website as well. And this coming school year, we'll have a lot of information posted about that throughout our buildings, as well as, again, our social media pages and our website. And we also have our board goals to discuss. The final report on your board goals, one of the things that the district and that the board was committed to was making sure that they engaged in different learning opportunities. And as a result of that, the board had their representative from the county
come through several workshops. I know many of you also engaged in other learning activities and opportunities that you had online, and that you continue to engage in activities as well in communities, such as being our library liaison, a borough liaison, and so on. And I've said, so I think that concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you.
This evening.
You didn't think you wrote that much, did you? But you did a lot, Emma, thank you for that. Okay, the superintendent's report, is there a,
Nielsen.
Motion
Move
by
the
Mr.
superintendent's
Nielsen.
report as read.
and is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lell. Are there any questions or comments regarding the superintendent's report? Besides my comment that that is a comprehensive summer that you had. A lot got done, and it's exciting to see the opening of school with all of these new enhancements. And I just want to ask, just for clarification, these additional areas that are being improved, such as the learning center outside and the terrace seats, those are being done with grant money, and by grant money, that is money that you found through a grant that does not get paid back, nor does it come out of our budget. Is that correct?
Correct, those funds
Good.
do not come from the local budget, they are grant funds.
Thank you. Okay, there was a motion and a second on the superintendent's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, the motion passes. At this time, the board is going to open up the meeting for the reception of visitors, and this is for the public to address agenda items only. There will be a session later on in the meeting for the public to comment on any items that they have for the board, but for agenda items only, if anybody wants to come to the mic, please state your name and address. And please keep your comments to a 10-minute time limit. On first call, second call, third call, we will close this public portion of the meeting, and we will move on to our consent resolution. Mr. Kukoska.
The South River Board of Education, by means of a consent resolution, adopt various resolutions of a routine and non-controversial nature at one time. And whereas the below listed resolutions are hereby adopted by said Board of Education, policy the same way originally acted upon. Under the superintendent's report, items 3.2, 3.3, and 5.2. Under athletics, 6.1, building and grounds, 7.1, finance, 8.1 through 8.33, instruction, 9.1 through 9.10, human resources, 12.1 through 12.34, and safety and risk, 13.1.
Thank you. Is there a motion on the consent resolution?
Nielsen.
Mr. Nielsen, and a second by Ms. Byrne. Any questions or abstentions on any items that we are approving under the consent resolution? Mr. Kukoski, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bledsoe?
Yes.
Mrs. Byrne?
Yes.
Mrs. Lowe?
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen?
Yes.
Mrs. Sadowski?
Yes.
Ms. Shanmugam?
Yes.
Mr. Bennett?
Yes, thank you. Under this item, we have an approval of a resolution, and at this time, I am going to turn this item over to Mr. Kukoska for presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Okay, Pat, it's your turn. Come on up front. You want us to use the mic? Yeah. Where the camera is.
Resolution where Patricia Minchewski served the students of the South River School District from 1997 to 2022. Whereas Pat Minchewski served as a clerk, typist, senior bookkeeper, and payroll assistant board secretary, and distinguished herself by her enthusiastic devotion to her profession by accepting all responsibilities assigned to her. And whereas Pat Minchewski's service to the school district was marked by her honesty, integrity, and commitment, and I'm going to ad-lib here, she did a wonderful, outstanding job. I know it's not on this resolution, I'm going to say it. Pat and I have been together for 22 years, and I thank the board, Mr. Bannock, for allowing me this opportunity to read this for Pat. And one thing, every year you always hear the audit, and we have no exceptions. This woman next to me is a major component as to why we don't have any exceptions. And again, the board And I thank you very much, Pat. Lastly, now therefore be it resolved that this resolution be adopted, spread upon the minutes of the August 25th, 2022 public meeting, and that a copy of the same be presented to Patricia Miniszewski.
And Pat, the floor is yours if you'd like to say a couple of words, or more than a couple.
I just want to say it was an honor working in this school district and working with Ken for 22 years. I really enjoyed what I did, and I know I'm going to miss it. And I thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, and that was on the consent. Okay, thank you. So now we will move on to our committee reports. Mr. Woodson, athletics, please.
There was only one item, the ice hockey tryout. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Nielsen, buildings and grounds, please.
Nothing new, but as Ms. Zerger brought forth in her report, the addition over at the primary school is coming along good. I was over there today to look at it, and the steps in the north end of the building are and our hallways are nice and shiny clean, ready for school. Good job to the staff to get school ready for the new year. That's all I have.
Thank you. Finance, Ms. Lau, please.
Thank you. I do have some additions from Monday night's meeting that I would like to read into the record. So 8.3, there was a revised backup, and then we are going to start with 8.26. Scroll down. So there was a revised list that was supplied on 8.26. So then it's 8.27. Approved contract Lexikey LLC translation service provider for the 22-23 school year. 8.28, addition approved contract MTV Electric LLC via the Educational Services Commission of New Jersey co-op bid number ESCNJ 1819-77 for electrical services for the high school pizza station. 8.29, addition approved Universal Protection Services DBA Allied Universal for security services for the 22-23 school year. 8.30, discuss approved contract Zoom Video Communication Inc. Virtual Meeting Licenses and Services Provider for the 22-23 school year. 8.31, addition approved contract Total Performance Services LLC, Power Up EDU for virtual reality headsets and services provider for the 22-23 school year. 8.32, addition approved property lease agreement with SRED Property LLC and Pillars Preparatory Academy for the 21-22, and then it continues into the 22-23 school years. And 8.33, addition approved contract ThinkCirca.com Inc. for literacy program services for the 22-23 school year. And that is all I have under finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lau. And would you continue with instruction, please?
Absolutely. So within instruction, there was additional out-of-district placements in 9.2 that I'd like to have noted. And then we are going to add 9.10, addition accept donation of school supplies. And as Ms. Bush normally does, she likes doing an overview of Dr. Trevisano's report, so I'd like to do the same in similar fashion. So he discussed that we will be participating in the Teen Arts Festival. It's hosted by Middlesex County College. It's not till March, but they are already aware of our participation. He also mentioned that at this meeting, with Monday night, I read it about the curriculum guides, how a lot of the summer was spent on revisions, a lot of social studies was redone. We have taken on every budget, we take a subject and we try to improve upon it. So we've done language arts, we've done mathematics, this year was the year of social studies. So having done that, I counted, it was 45 guides. So that goes through Ms. Bush, myself, and Ms. Sadowski, and he did some himself, others we have staff that completed, and so we are set to go on that. He told us he is all caught up. The other thing that I thought was really cool was that he mentioned South River High School is going to begin a partnership with the Junior Achievement of New Jersey. So it's a nonprofit organization committed to advancing financial literacy in schools. which I think this is great. They have free resources, they have workshops. They mention our students learning about fiscal responsibilities, Verizon, Prudential, Chick-fil-A. Say Chick-fil-A, kids like, they're like, all right, I'm there. So it's access to these employees from some top companies. That's really cool. And then he concluded his report with a summary of how our new Ram family, the Ramily, would be from August 29th to August 31st, that they're going to have staff orientation workshop. And included in that will be sign-up training, which is really critical for our English language learners, which we have a significant population. And that concludes his report.
Thank you.
Okay.
Under the negotiations, there is no update. All the contracts have been signed and sealed, and we are now in a lull period until the next negotiations come up, which will not be for a while.
Correct.
Thank you. Policy and legislation, Ms. Flynn.
Nothing to report.
Okay, thank you. Human resources, Mr. Nielsen.
We have 5 additions from Monday night's meeting. 12.30, addition approve appoint Robert Feldman, high school mathematics teacher. 12.31, addition approve appoint Alice Cangiano, preschool classroom paraprofessional. 12.32, addition approve resignation Robert Linkletter, middle school ESL teacher. 12.33, addition approve intermittent family leave Camila Mizio, director. And 12.34, addition approve appoint Erica Dunphy, middle school ESL teacher. And that's all I have for this evening, Madam President.
Thank you. Our safety and risk management report, Ms. Sadowski.
Thank you. There's no additional items since Monday night's meeting.
Thank you. School community relations, we go to Ms. Young Yap.
There are no items on the agenda, but I'd just like to remind everybody that September 17th, Montgomery Street will be named Drew Pearson Way, 11 o'clock. The mayor's going to be there and members of the borough council, the high school football team and the cheerleaders. The corner of Montgomery and Lexington. Thank you.
Thank you for reminding us. Our school board borough council liaison, Mr. Nielsen.
Thank you, Madam President. We had a meeting this evening prior to this meeting with the mayor. He had some questions in regards to the upcoming referendum. We fielded some questions that he is getting from the general population as he's out and about. I think it was a very productive meeting. We are going to schedule more meetings within the community. We've discussed this amongst ourselves, and I think we had an all-around good meeting tonight. And we also looked into next year with the rec program, in partnering with the borough to come up with some way that we can both share in the budgetary process on it. So that's it for tonight.
Thank you. Our PTA liaison, Ms. Sadowski.
Thank you. All the PTAs are starting to get ready for the new school year. They're going to talk about back to school night and some fundraisers that are going to take place in September and October. And everything's a go for the start of school. Thank you.
Thank you. And our public library liaison, Mr. Blitzen.
Yesterday was the ice cream social for the students that read their summer readings. Today they're making the pretzels. They're continuing with the story time, and they're getting ready for the fall. That's all I have.
Thank you. And South River Foundation for Educational Excellence. Ms. Love.
Thank you. We had our Zoom meeting last Tuesday. The next meeting is scheduled for September 20th. They are interested, if anybody has interest in being a part of their board, they're looking for 3 students from our high school and an advisor. Danielle Oswald is your point of contact. They have a website, and they are looking forward to trying out some new fundraising activities so that they can continue offering mini grants and providing scholarships at the end of the school year, the class of 23. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Mr. Parton, do you have anything to report to us this evening?
Nothing for public. We will have a brief executive session at the end of the year.
Okay, thank you. Is there any old or new business to come before the board at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on to payment of the bills. Ms. Lowe.
The Finance Committee recommends that all bills presented having been certified by the school business administrator board secretary be paid as listed, and I so move.
Motion by Ms. Lowe,
Second.
second by Mr. Nielsen. Are there any questions or abstentions on the bill list? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, the motion passes. At this time is the reception of visitors, and the public at this time may address any concern or comment they have for the board. Once again, if you come to the podium, please state your name and address, and please keep your comments to a 10-minute time limit. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address the board at this time? On first call? On second call? And on third call? Seeing none, we will close this public portion of the meeting. Now, this is not on the agenda, but at this time, I'd just like to ask, because I forgot to earlier, if any board members have any well wishes for Pat Montashewski. I forgot to, I'm sorry. I wish you the best and everything, and thank you for working so closely with Mr. Kukoska. Any other board members wish to express any sentiments?
Congratulations, Pat.
Thank
Known each other for long years.
Thank you.
Enjoy your time. Believe me, it's fun.
You were the smiling face that set me up when I first started here teaching with my insurance. And from then on, we have mutual friends that have kept us in touch all these years, and it's just beautiful to see you being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Thank
So I wish you the best.
Enjoy your cruise.
Okay, thank you. So at this time, the board will be going into an executive closed session. Resolved that pursuant to section 7 and 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, the following subjects be discussed at a session of the Board of Education that is closed to the public, and that is attorney-client privilege. It is presently anticipated that the items to be discussed in closed session can be disclosed to the public when resolved. Is there a motion?
Nielsen.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen,
Second.
second by Ms. Sadowski. Mr. Kokoska, roll call, please.
Mr. Benson?
Yes.
Mrs. Stern?
Yes.
Ms. Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen?
Yes.
Mrs. Sadowski?
Yes.
Ms. Shamgal?
Yes.
Mr. Matt?
Yes. Thank you. And once again, Pat, congratulations. Wow.